All right. It's Wednesday night. How's everybody?
Very good.
Yeah, everybody doing good?
Can't complain.
I don't know where August went, but I hope for the sake of the Phillies that it continues for about another 30 games.
Right. And then more.
And then more. Yes. And then more.
Yes.
But welcome everybody. We got some interesting conversation tonight, to say the least.
Yes, we do.
I don't know. Do you want to jump right into the fantasy football conversation, John, and get that out of the way, or do you want to wait a little bit? Or
Well, I think we would, but we'll see when we get a few more people on board. I guess once that way we can get everybody's interest going.
I'm okay with that.
Just for maybe about 10 minutes.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, for sure. You could see there's a couple interesting jerseys on the table, so we'll dangle that carrot for now.
Exactly.
Lauren's like, wait, what? Wait, I don't know. What's going on here?
Me? Why don't I know?
Do you know?
I have a rough idea.
All right, very good.
There you go.
There you go. They're pretty smart, so.
She figured it out.
Yeah. Hey, so we were talking a little bit right before the show. What's the background on this Ben Simmons wanting to come back to Philadelphia? I mean, where did this come from? Who's throwing this out there? What is there any truth to this?
Supposedly, it came from his mouth. That's the only team that he wants to be traded back to. It always keeps coming up with this circle of friends that, if you were ever traded again, where would you want to be traded to? And he always keeps saying Philadelphia. But
he loves this city.
It has to be a joke, right? Like that has.
I would hope so.
It has to be a joke on his part. Like, there's no way he could think that that's a possibility.
No. I mean, he'd have to turn into Michael Jordan to be able to come back and play here. And we know that's not happening.
Yeah, I read it on, I follow Crossing Broad and they posted it. And I just it's had my attention for a couple of days now.
Yes.
Yeah, Joe Stinger, I'm here, and we're glad for that. We're glad that you only lost a tree or a bush or a couple of things that can certainly be replaced, and we're glad you and Mary are safe. So
absolutely,
it's good to hear. So. Cactus, and a couple of plants. All right. Well, how old was that cactus? That's got some age on it, so you're going to have to start over, I think, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Is a cactus able to be replanted like a?
I don't know. It looks like it got tore out at the roots. So.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll wait to hear Joe's response. So it might have had some age on it.
Gotcha.
But
circling back to Ben Simmons here, it was an interview that he was a part of with Mark Spears of Andscape. I'm not familiar with what that is, but he called Philly a second home to him. He said it was good timing when he left the Sixers.
What does that mean?
I'll always have love for Philly. People always ask me, like, if you were to get traded again, where would you want it to be? I always say just Philly. Philly is a second home to me. And in time, you learn and grow as people. I don't really have anything bad to say about Philly. It was a crazy situation at the end, but it is what it is.
Interesting. Yeah.
Well, like I said this morning, over my second cup of coffee, That'd be like bringing Carson Wentz back.
I think it would be worse.
Yeah.
Because at least Carson has a little bit of – he's got a little bit of something to hold on to here. He did play outstanding the year that the Eagles went to the Super Bowl. Without him, who knows what that season would have looked like.
Sure.
So he's got that going for him, but –
he was on the field for what, 11 of those wins, John?
Yep. And I think it was actually in the 12th game when they got hurt in the Rams.
Sure.
So, it was.
And we put up.
And Simmons never did that.
No,
right.
We put up a lot of, with a lot of nonsense. A lot of growing pains with him, a lot of growing pains with Embiid. We're still going through growing pains. I feel like this is Ben Simmons all over again with James Harden.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're right.
No wonder Doc Rivers wanted out of Philadelphia. I couldn't put up with any more of that nonsense. I mean, that's crazy.
It is. And I just don't think that would be a fit at all. Unless he can, completely turn it around, which I don't see. It's only going to get ugly because you're not going to win the fans over. Without being what he was supposed to be when he was drafted.
Yeah.
They've already had a pretty underwhelming offseason. This would just.
You're probably right, Joe. Probably was a publicity stunt.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's grown legs just like he wanted it to. And, he can't get much worse here in Philly, so he doesn't really care what we think.
Yeah.
So.
And he just wants another, hopefully, landing spot because he knows he's not going to get paid unless he has a team to go to. So.
I also think a little bit of it is just him trying to show a sign of maturity so that the next team that's interested in him, looks at that as, okay, yeah, that wasn't a great situation, but maybe he learned from it and, is a different caliber guy now or a different caliber player. And, maybe they take a chance on him. But I don't think there's any truth to it about him coming back here.
Yeah. I always thought that he might land in San Antonio where Brett Brown is an assistant and,
Popovich did like his talent.
Yes.
But I don't know. That would be interesting to see with Brett Brown being down there. He was always his mentor. So.
Yes. But Team Australia didn't even want him.
Right. True.
But
that is true.
I guess that's enough time on Ben Simmons. Good luck and stay far away.
Absolutely.
Stay far away. We don't need we got enough craziness on this team that we need to try to get rid of.
Oh yeah.
Could you actually imagine the drama between Embiid, Harden, and bringing Ben Simmons back? That would just it'd be a circus.
I think we already have the circus. Yeah. We'd just be adding another clown.
Right. Oh yeah. That's for sure.
But since we don't have our general manager with us tonight, he's holding down the fort over in Baseball Town because they're back in action for. Help me out here, Lauren. The final 2 weeks of the homestand.
So they have 2 back-to-back homestands right now. The season technically ends September 10th.
Okay.
Nice.
The homestand, not the season, because they go on the road after that, don't they?
I believe so. To be honest with you, if the team isn't home, I don't really pay a whole lot of attention when they're away.
Gotcha.
So
we're not going to have our general manager with us tonight or next week. So, we'll have to defer everything to Lauren as the assistant GM. To cover the.
I can confirm that they do go on the road after that. So their season ends September 17th.
And you will also confirm that there's still a possibility for some playoffs?
Yes. As far as I know, right now they're 3 games back. I think they're chasing Binghamton. And the Somerset Patriots have already made it. They were the first half of the season winners.
Right. Sure.
And then we're waiting for the second half of the season winners. So I think technically Somerset is ahead, but because they've already clinched a spot, it drops to, who's second would be the playoff team who gets it. So
all right. Well, we're talking about Baseball Town. We've got 2 more Fiesta Fridays to be out there. Excuse me. This Friday, September 1st, and September 8th as part of our Carl's Cards sponsorship. So we'll be out there the next 2 Friday nights. We'll also be out there as this Fan's View this coming Sunday, September 3rd.
With the Fanatic.
With the Fanatic. Yes, with the Fanatic. This Fan's View, we'll have a few of our friends, and if anybody that wants to join us, reach out to Lauren or I, and we can make that happen. So reach out to us. We're gonna throw back a couple of cold ones and celebrate a great year. So
absolutely,
and it's somebody's birthday, so
yes,
I'll throw that out there. I love double numbers, and the whole 33 is intriguing.
Okay. Well, you don't like yours, so.
Well, because it's a broken.
It's a double. It's a 66 instead of.
It's 66 was last year. That was a good year. Hopefully, 67, and it's not starting out too well. I had to pay $32 to get a screw taken out of my tire today. So just, when did a flat tire cost $32? I just, anyway, let's keep it on a positive. So we're going to be out in Baseball Town this weekend for a whole lot of stuff. You're there tomorrow night, Lauren. So give us the lowdown on that.
So the Fightin's partner with a couple of recovery facilities and agencies here in Berks County for a Fightin's recovery night. Chris Tarian is going to be the guest speaker, so folks can come out and hear him. I believe that starts at 5:00. So gates will open a little bit early for people who are interested in hearing his speech, and then he'll have his book with him as well. And then it's really just a night centered around folks who are either in the recovery process or have recovered, and just kind of supporting them and what supports are available to them and their families. So that should be an exciting night out in Baseball Town. Lots of great resources for folks that may need them. And then, of course, talking to Chris Tarian, who has been through it himself. And he always does such a great job.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's we've worked with him a couple of times. He's been out to a couple of locations, and he seems to, the book is interesting, but to hear it firsthand, and come out of his mouth is a whole different, it's a whole different thing. Whether it be drugs or alcohol or a combination of both, so Chris is doing great things, and he's out there a lot, and kudos to him, and he'll be a big hit out there in Baseball Town. I know he put on his page today that he was warming up, and he's hoping to just throw a strike.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm sure if he's having a little hard time throwing, he can bring out a hockey stick and
well, he could probably do a better job with that.
Exactly.
So
pinpoint right there, boom.
Yeah, exactly. So so and I say it all the time. I mean, Baseball Town is such a great opportunity for people to go see AA baseball.
Mm-hmm.
it's basically the stars of tomorrow, right? Look at Johan Rojas this year. Right from Reading, got the call into the manager's offices, and hey, they want you in South Philly. You're now a Philly.
Exactly.
And I mean that just lays the groundwork for a lot of guys. I mean that it can be done. You got to put the hard work in, and you look at how about this guy Logan O'Hoppe, right? Logan was a double-A Reading Philly, and he sat in our store on trade deadline day and got traded the next day, and now he's in the big leagues with the California Angels. And I'll be honest with you, boy, he's a good-looking catcher.
He is. Yeah.
He's a good-looking catcher. Boy, he's got a lot of potential. What is he, 22 years old?
Yeah. Tough as nails, too.
Just a young buck, and he's big and strong and athletic. So, I mean, Double-A baseball is a fun. How about the kid on the Angels that was in? His name escapes me, but he was playing college ball this year. He was drafted, and now he's in the pros.
Mm.
Yeah, from college ball to being drafted, and now he's in professional baseball. So I mean, it's a great resource for for all these kids. Both sides of the field. A lot of these are big time prospects, and other guys are just making their way through. What was Rojas? What draft pick was he, John?
He was like a later round pick. He wasn't highly drafted.
Right. But he was putting up.
I don't even know if he was actually drafted. He was probably a international
signing, right?
Yeah.
And he just fit right in, and the Phillies have always had a need for center fielders, and he's done real well for himself. So
yes,
congrats to him. And Baseball Town's a great place. So I see a couple people are going to be out there this Friday or Saturday. What's going on there Saturday, Lauren? There's another event on Saturday, right?
Yeah, so it's 90s. It's like a tribute to the 90s night. So the team will be wearing specialty jerseys that pay tribute to the Simpsons. So you've probably seen some of the character sketches where they have that like yellowish face, because that's a play off of the Simpsons. And then they'll have specialty jerseys on that kind of have like the clouds and the sky like the Simpsons have. And then it's a Mega Blast fireworks night that night.
Well, there you go. It's a holiday weekend. We're bringing closure. I can't believe I'm saying it. These words are falling out of my mouth.
The summer.
This summer's over. But
that leads into some better times too around here in Philadelphia.
Well, the Phillies have taken us all by storm, and today was an exciting day. I mean, Harper wanted to hit that number 300 home run so bad in Philadelphia today.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
I don't know about you, but I had that feeling. I'm like sitting here watching it at the store here, and I'm like, it's his last at bat. I'm like, this dude's ready for it. I mean, it's going to be so fitting to put him ahead at the bottom of the eighth.
Yeah,
being his 300th, it was just like when you guys were there in the NLCS that sent him to the World
playoffs.
Series. It was like just you just had that feeling that it was going to happen, and then it happens, and you're like, oh, this is great, and then Kimbrel.
Yep. And he's not one to hit him and stand there and watch him, but he admired that one.
Right. Exactly. Those fitting. It put them ahead. They battled that whole entire game. Being down, coming back. It was like you said. It was a great game to watch. For the people that were there, it was even better probably to see that battling back and forth. And unfortunately, he just came up on the short side of it today. But
yeah, Joe's asking if he got the ball back, and I believe he did, because the young buck who caught the ball was escorted. With I would assume it was his father.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll learn more about it afterwards, but I'm sure I'm sure Bryce wanted that ball for for his his memorabilia case, no doubt.
Absolutely.
So,
Yep.
but yeah, they've been playing some really, really good baseball, and September or August was pretty good to them, right? What they have total 59 home runs or something as a
59
team.
home runs. National League record.
That's incredible, right?
Yep. Yep. 59 and the thing about it is the Yankees had 72 when they did it, which is even more crazy. As much as the Phillies have been hitting home runs just to see what they did, but yeah, National League record for home runs. When Trey Turner hit his, the tie. I think that one put him ahead as well, if I'm not mistaken. When Turner hit his home run. It's been fun.
I love to see home runs. I love to see, as I say all the time, dingers. My boy Derek Hall's having a fabulous month in Lehigh Valley. He's hit 12 this month alone. He's
over 300.
Yeah, he's just back mashing the ball again. And boy, wouldn't it be nice to see him get the call back up for September to have a bat coming off the bench like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's going to happen because, who's the other kid that they sent back? Cody Clemens.
Right.
He's playing really good baseball as well. So they've got a lot of resources that they can dip into for September, but I don't think you're allowed but, one or two call-ups.
Yeah, there's not much this year.
Unless they were to demote somebody. But the Phillies are, they've been playing some great baseball. And, it's funny because, and I'm part of it, and I'll admit it, having Schwarber lead off, right, batting $175. But, you stop and you break down the whole process. He's walked over 100 times.
Yeah.
How many home runs does he have? 43?
No, I think he's just about 40. I don't know if he's got 40 yet, but yeah.
Okay, maybe I pushed the envelope a little too quick.
No, but you're close. You're close though. Yeah, I mean it's right. He's been on a hot streak himself.
It's just Rob Thompson's not going to mess. Just like when Turner was playing really, really bad, he stuck with them for the longest time.
Right.
And it wasn't but a couple of games that he got pushed down in the lineup. The next thing you know, he's right back at the top again.
Yep.
So they're really playing some good ball. They head out of town head to Milwaukee for a weekend series in Milwaukee with the Brewers, and then they head out to San Diego. I mean, somebody needs to strangle this. Whoever made this. Schedule this year. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The traveling is just a travesty, usually when you do the West Coast, you're out there for a couple weeks and
yeah, they're going out there for a couple games and then coming right back.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
But hopefully good road trip and they get back home in good shape. Where are we at now on the wild card? Are we 3.5, 4 games?
Well, I think, what was it? The Cubs were right behind us, and the Cubs did win today, right? I believe.
They were winning, yeah.
Yeah. So I think, so probably about 3 games up now. We should be up on the Cubs.
Okay. So. All right. John, it's almost 7:00. If anybody hears, an assault going on behind me, that's Sue trying to kill a fly. So she's been chasing this.
Wondering what that was.
She's been chasing this fly since Monday.
So you got a flat tire today. You got a fly in your apartment. What else you guys got going on over there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. But this fly, listen to her.
Is that a fly swatter?
No,
we don't have one.
We don't have one. We don't have a fly swatter.
What is she using?
a pack of wipes.
Hey, best of luck with that.
It's it's perfect because then when she gets it killed, then she can wipe it right up right there.
I'm gonna open the door and let him out.
But it'll be dead.
Right.
Well, this is my circus, folks. You can't have any of it. This is my circus.
Yep.
But anyway, Johnny, let's talk a little late. It's 7:00 already, almost. Yep. Let's talk a little fantasy football. We're making a couple minor, I'm not even going to call them changes. We're going to make a couple adjustments to get everybody fired up because I think the prize in itself speaks for itself. So why don't you take it away and explain what we got to do.
Not a problem. We got football going. It's like you said, summer's over and we're heading into that time of the year with Phillies baseball and playoffs and then football starting off. So everybody's ready for football, and we got fantasy football where we play like we do every year. Like Carl said, we have a little bit of a couple stipulations this year with the prizes that we got.
Ooh, stipulations.
Little stipulations. You have to play. We're not going to do the 4 weeks skipping this year where you throw them away. You have to play every week to win the main prize. So from week 1 all the way through to the playoffs, you have to play every week to keep everybody interested in the game and still alive because the points get bigger once the playoffs come around. So you're never out of it until you're out of it. With the great sponsorship with Carl's Cards and Collectibles, we have a Jalen Hurts autographed jersey for the winner this year. So that's should keep a lot of people interested in the game. I'm going to be putting out the post tomorrow for everybody to get their votes in because next Thursday the season starts.
Woohoo!
So it's going to be fun. We're going to have like we always do. We're going to have our the players, the viewers have their own contest that we go and going to be able to win the prize. But then we have the host versus the viewers contest as well, which we've been battling it out for the past 4 years, and we're tied 2-2 so far over those 4 years. And we also have, as Emily's talking trash already, we have our
she, for a little girl, she talks an awful lot of trash.
She does.
No delay, like right on it.
Right.
Like
she knew it was coming and she was ready.
Yeah, and didn't even say anything. She just immediately takes the shot.
Yeah,
she's been waiting that whole 28 minutes waiting for it. That comment's been typed.
Henry could be having a horrible day today. You know what I mean? Could have had a horrible day at work. Could use a little attaboy, whatever. Nope, she's gonna jump right down his throat.
She's right there to kick him right in the.
All right, well, we'll skip over that. Henry's fine. Hey, but and I don't want to steal any of your thunder, John, because you do an excellent job with this, and playing every week is a lot of a responsibility for everyone. But I mean, the prize is what it is. It speaks for itself, right?
Worthy. It's worthy.
All we're asking is that you play every week, get your picks in, so that John doesn't have to send out 42 different emails because everybody's tired of getting the emails. Here's just a little bit of a wrinkle. If you miss a week and you still win, there'll be a secondary prize. It won't be the Hurts jersey, but there'll be a prize. And if anybody knows anything about my prizes, they're usually pretty good.
Yep, exactly.
So you want to play every week. Get your picks in. We have a lot of fun with it. And good luck to everybody. The Hertz jersey, is on display at the store. John and I kind of been just playing with this for a few days, and this is what we came up with because we want to get somebody they're there every week. Not that a lot of you have missed or whatever, but John had that four game window in there, gave everybody a lot of an opportunity. Well, we're going to push the responsibility over on the other side.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I got my scratch pad ready too, Joe. I'm ready.
That's stipulation number 2, Joe. You actually have to type the information in.
What?
I'm out.
Poor Joe.
No, Joe, I'm only kidding. You're okay.
Yeah, you're good, Joe. Matter of fact, we look. If you need scratch paper, let us know.
Yeah, John's got plenty.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, John recycles everything that goes through the store. I swear to God, it's insane. But
he's like our Ray Didinger. Like he doesn't use a tablet or a computer or anything for this fantasy football. It's 200 sheets of yellow paper.
Well, but it does go onto the surface as well. But it's just easier.
I believe it's now a 3-ring binder, Lauren.
Yeah. Wow, a 3-ring binder.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Johnny, you're too official for me.
Oh yeah. You got it. It's a serious price. I mean, look what you got. You can't be fooling around. You got to keep those pencils sharpened, and we actually use ink because once it's official, it's official. So,
wow.
All the points. The reason you have to be in it for every week because the points continue to go all the way through, so it all adds up. So, and so it's you're not going to want to miss a week because you're going to be falling behind. And then, like I said, once it gets to the playoffs, that's where it becomes crunch time because you pick the right team in the playoffs. You could come from way behind and you could be first place by the end of it. So
so we had roughly 65-ish.
Yeah, it was right around 65 to between 65 and 70. Playing most weeks.
Yep.
And so it gets to be fun and interesting and competitive.
Yep.
But some people take it a little bit more competitive than others, Lauren. But
that's definitely the truth.
But we enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Plus with having the great prize, it also gets more people interested in the game of fantasy football. And which helps you learn and understand the game itself as well. And players.
No doubt. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. We have fun with it.
And literally, it'll take you 5 minutes a week, if that.
Like I said, John puts in a lot of hard work with keeping up with scratches and who's up this week and who's out this week. And it's a lot.
We use the Yahoo scoring system, so it's fair for everybody. Most people use the fantasy Yahoo games that are playing out there, so it's all fun. And you go on there. We have a list to pick from, so you're not picking from everybody. You're picking from the list.
Right.
You pick one player from each of the I think it's 14 categories.
Hey, John, you know who won't be on that list unless somebody picks him up?
Well, Carson Wentz might be on the list, because sometimes I like to throw out some wrinkles.
I'm talking about one Jalen Reagor.
No, I know, and he cost us a 4th round pick. He's still hurting us.
I know. He's still coming back to bite us.
Yep. Him and Carson Wentz are going to be throwing in the parking lot somewhere.
They're going to be playing catch because neither of them have a team, right?
Right, exactly. Because even the high school teams won't even put them on the field. They got to go play in a parking lot somewhere. But yeah.
Well, yeah, I found that interesting that but Minnesota's been cleaning house this year, haven't they?
They have. They got rid of a lot of guys,
Yeah.
but they'll be a tough duo in a two-hand touch game like right there.
Well,
and Hurts.
They still got Justin Jefferson, so
I know.
I'm not ready to write them off, but they got rid of a lot of guys. I got a funny feeling Justin Jefferson's going to be on everybody's fantasy list.
Yep, he's been one of the top 2 or 3 picks, throughout the draft boards out there this year. So even though he's got Kirk Cousins throwing to him, he still puts up points.
Hey, I threw out this morning on my blog that if anybody wanted to, if they had a great, interesting sports story that they'd like to share with us,
right?
To get a hold of John, they can. If you got something, and you're live with us tonight, and you want to come on live onto the show, we can bring you in, and you can share your story. Whether it be sports or something in your professional life, business, job, family, whatever. If there's anybody out there that would like to join us, we can get you in touch with John, and John will send you the link. It's real easy.
Yep.
You can email it to you. You click on it, and
and then boom, you're right here live.
Yep, and we can get you on, and you can share your experience with us. But I just she's at it again, folks.
I thought she was clapping that she wanted to come on.
I think the fly wants to come on.
Yeah.
Talk about what it's been like living in the Henderson household since Monday.
Dodging white packages.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy, folks. It's not easy.
It flies away so quickly.
Okay.
Is a fly.
When you smack at it, smack behind it because it jumps backwards. That's why you miss it all the time.
He's staring at me.
He's staring at you.
He always comes at me. He's never behind me. He's got his face in my face. Crawls on my arm.
All right. Let's.
Wow.
So we'll get on. You just vote your picks right on our comment page on This Fan's View, and it'll be easy each week. I'll send out notifications if need be, as well. But yes, get your votes in. Very simple.
Real quick, Flyers news. I don't know if it's new. I don't know if it's news yet, but they're looking for a replacement for Keith Jones, and the name Brian Boucher popped up. It's an interesting name because he's been doing a lot of
national stuff.
Yeah, a lot of national stuff, and does a really good job. I don't know, Lauren, do you remember the event we were having at down at the stadium, and Bush was our guest.
Mm-hmm.
And he had just retired, and Lou Nolan was there as well. And, he was like, "So, Bush, what are you going to do?" And he goes, "I don't know, probably go to the rink every day and watch my kid practice." And, I'll never forget that conversation. And, Lou was, "Well, did you ever think about getting into, broadcasting and he goes, "Me?" And, I look at him now, I look at him today, and now his name has surfaced as a possible replacement to do what Keith Jones was doing. And I think he'd do a hell of a job. He's, he knows the game, knows the game really well. And I'd be excited to see him partner with Jim Jackson. And he still could do his national gig because that's what Jonesy used to do.
Right. No, true. Yeah.
Now, exciting stuff coming out of the Flyers offices. So we'll see.
I thought you had breaking news there when you said you're finding a replacement for Keith Jones, like he was stepping down from his office job.
No, he
got there.
He went from one He went from one cushy job to another.
Right.
Well, Dad, if you remember correctly, when we were at that Snyder fishing fundraiser and Lou Nolan and Jim Jackson were there, they both made it seem like they had already known who
They
the
already knew. Yep.
be.
Yep.
So if that's kind of the rumor that's out there, I got to believe it's correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's a guy, the Flyers family's familiar with.
Yep.
Being a former player, he still lives local. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
Do you find that interesting that kind of out with the old and in with the new, but the new seems to all be former Flyers?
You're still bringing back the old.
Well, it's like the new generation of alumni players that are coming in.
Yeah.
To sort of take over, but other than your coach, they've all been a part of the Flyers organization as players.
Yep. Yeah, no, I do find it interesting. And I guess, Danny Briere and Keith Jones, whoever's making this hire, I mean, they got to be comfortable with the guy, right? They want to make sure, that he's got their best interest. And, he speaks really well. I just, and even, he did a few Flyers games, subbing in, and he just did a phenomenal job. So, they're keeping it in-house. Maybe Lauren, tomorrow night you can ask Chris. Maybe Chris has got some inside information.
Well, didn't he break the news about Keith Jones before anybody else did?
He did. Excellent point. He did. Yep.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. You got
Get your reporter hat back on.
Yep. There you go. So, yeah. Flyers news. I mean, we're still about a month and a half away from training camp for those guys. And I'm not really quite sure what the team's going to look like. So we'll see. They got to be better, right? They got to be better. They've cleaned out, and gotten rid of some pieces that just weren't, they just weren't part of the Flyer ways anymore. So,
right.
Hopefully they have a better season.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely.
But so Eagles talk.
Yes.
Eagles talk.
Did you see analytics is working with the Eagles as well?
I am so sick and tired. On cut down day, you cut loose your punter, your kick returner, and I understand. I kind of had the feeling yesterday that it was just the paperwork move.
The analytics say just go for it on fourth down. You don't need a punter.
Well, they brought them back today. They brought them all back today, right? They brought them all back today to the practice squad, and I guess there's negotiations, but yeah, I mean, everybody, bitch moaned and complained, right, about the quarterback sneak all the time, that it wasn't a real running play, and okay, so we don't need a punter,
right? Exactly.
But he did look horrible in the Super Bowl. So,
oh yeah,
there's Shawnee. We woke Shawnee up. So,
yep.
We woke Shawnee up. He can't. He is jonesing for September 10th. So, he is.
I thought it was just he was ready for all my emails.
No, he's not.
All right, I guess not.
You're gonna, I'm trying to lighten the load for you, John. Come on.
Oh, I know you are.
Just trying to lighten the load for you. You know what I mean? So you can spend more time traveling to Penn State to visit your boys on. For all those exciting games up there in Happy Valley.
Just when they want Dad to come up.
It's all good. It's all good. As long as you bring the beer, they'll welcome you with open arms.
Yeah, if you're bringing beer and money, I can speak from experience. You'll be fully welcome there.
I'm okay. All right. Well, how about if I bring City Sips up?
I'm sure that would be fine too. When you're in college, it really doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's alcohol.
Yep. Yeah. If you went from Natty Light to City Sips, oh my. Oh my.
Yeah, you might not be able to handle those.
Right.
Oh
Well,
my.
That's true. Yep.
But yeah, college football's underway. I got to watch a little bit of the Notre Dame game on Saturday. They poor Navy. They blew out Navy over. And where did they play? They played in Scotland. Ireland.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're in Ireland.
If anyone from the Georgia football program happens to be watching the show tonight, I'm just waiting for a time for the Georgia UAB game on September 23rd. So
They still have not posted a time?
they still have not posted a time.
Well, they're probably waiting for a big TV game.
They might want to find a better opponent, but yeah, if you could just, go ahead and get that time announced.
Well, maybe one of the dogs on the Eagles team is got that hookup and can spread the word for us.
Cool.
Yeah. Might be able to ask James Bradbury on the 19th when he's here at Carl's Cards.
All right.
Is he a former dog?
He's not, but he's connected. I mean, there's like 45 of them in the locker room.
Yeah, I didn't think he was a former dog, but okay. No. I see where you went with that. Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
Bradbury over here, we'll be able to ask him. But being that it's UAB, it's probably going to be at 12 o'clock.
Well, that's what I thought that as well, because a couple weeks before that they played Ball State, and that's at 12. But then the week before that they play South Carolina, and that's at 3:30.
Yeah, but South Carolina is
it's a little better game.
Yeah,
it's a little better game. So I guess that could possibly be a TV game,
especially down there. I'm sure the competitiveness down there is UAB. I mean, geez.
Yep.
Just asking for a friend.
Yep. Just traveling down there.
Two friends. So anyway, Joe Stinger, to bounce back to one of his questions way back at the beginning, did Bryce Harper get the ball back? I have not seen anything. Lauren, I know you're big social media. Did anybody post anything on Instagram or?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know. I'm not sure. I also wondered myself if Bryce Harper would want the ball back, or would he rather that kid and his dad kind of have that memory and not take the ball from him. Bryce Harper seems like the kind of guy that might not want that baseball and would rather, the kid and his dad have it, and maybe they just got a chance to meet him. So I don't know.
It's a great analogy. We'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah,
or the Phillies want it.
Right.
Do the Phillies want it for a display case or something like that, where that it's not technically going to Bryce, but the Phillies are going to use it in their, Hall of Fame section or something to that effect. So I just, I wonder about that stuff and how much, because Bryce Harper doesn't seem to me like one of those guys that needs the item.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah, he's more of a hat guy.
Definitely more of a hat guy.
Yeah.
He likes wearing different hats. But I lost my train of thought there for a second because, and that's an excellent point about the Phillies, putting it on display because it's 300 home runs, right? John, help me out here. How many other Phillies?
He was the fifth. He was the fifth player to wear a Phillies uniform with it.
Right. So we go back in, I don't know, chronological order. Harper, Howard, Schmidt.
There's like a guy that didn't play much here time. Sisler, I think his name was.
Oh, Dick Sisler.
Maybe it was. I was trying to see it when I was here at the store.
Yeah,
Maybe
Tallahassee.
yeah, it was an odd name.
There's a couple older guy. I guess one of them was Chuck Klein. I want to say
Chuck Klein was the first one. Yes.
And, then there was a second individual, and then, like I said, Schmidt, Howard, and now Harper.
Right. Yeah. That second guy, I'm not 100% sure, and it didn't sound like a guy.
What did I hear today about Harper being the 5th fastest current player to 300?
Yeah, because what was it? Just over 1,000, just over 1,200 games or something like that. They were saying it was.
Yeah.
And
he's on pace. Tomey hit 400 with the Phillies. Okay.
Yeah, he hit his 400th here, but not his 300th. But.
Right. If he stays healthy, I mean, I know he's got a long ass contract here in Philadelphia, and they asked him this after the game, about 500, 600,
right?
I mean, he seems to hit them in bunches when he gets hot.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, look, what's he at, the 15, 17 right now that so far this year?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think he has 12 or 13 of them this month.
Right. Yeah. Well, because he's finally getting healthy, getting his hand back in swinging after Tommy John surgery. So
yeah.
No, he's definitely a guy that that's why pitchers fear him, teams fear him. He gets a lot of walks because of it. He's probably one of the top 5 pitchers or hitters in the league that don't get pitches thrown in the strike zone to him.
Yeah.
He gets himself out more times on bad pitches than.
I found it interesting because they were back and forth the whole series, whether they wanted to pitch to him or walk him. It kind of reminded me, of a lot of the times, Howard was intentionally walked.
Yep. And it was nice last night to see Bohm step up and hit a 3-run homer after intentionally walking Harper. So,
and his lip service was was special. Was really he put it out there.
Exactly.
And then I think he said it again, when he was in the dugout, high-fiving all his teammates.
Exactly.
They don't want to F and pitch to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Yep. So, yeah, good baseball. I mean, naturally they didn't, there wasn't a whole lot of talent on the other side of the field. So, Phillies took advantage of a good homestand, and they just now have to keep it going. So,
yep.
I know, again, we talked a little bit about this with the Angels, putting 5 of the veteran players on waivers. Any interest there? I mean, do Phillies have any interest in picking? I mean, a couple of them make $10 million, but you're only going to be picking up a portion of the contract,
right? Well, I guess
for the rest of the year. I mean, do you do a rental? Going into the playoffs. Who was the guy that torched the Phillies? Grenchick?
Well, Richick is a decent player as well, and Rendefo. But no, it was Ringo. I forget his name. It wasn't one of the guys that they released that was on fire, hitting a couple home runs the other day. But yeah, no, there's some there's players there, but like we were talking here in the store, is it like, do you actually want to mess with the chemistry going on right now with the team as well?
That's immediately what I thought of when you mentioned it was you know what I mean? This team has more talent than it needs. So like they said at the trade deadline, let's just let these guys go out and play and do what they're supposed to do.
Exactly.
And I'll bring it up, and you always have fun with it, Lauren, but John and I make fun of the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, and we did it again yesterday. You know what I mean? We're like, look,
I just want to make it known that, all this fun started when you two were so upset about that lineup and Lorenzen went out and pitched that no-hitter, and here we are.
Yep. Well,
So.
we take credit for the turnaround in the season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought you might.
Now you guys get the turnaround of catching that fly for Sue.
Yep. Dad, you work on that for us?
she's dangerous.
I can't believe you gave her a weapon.
Dangerous. Well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you what she was trying to get him with. I am not going to tell you the item that she had on display that she was trying to get him with.
She's like an ear laughing in the background.
I can only imagine.
She was trying to use a pack of Post-it notes. I'm like, where are you going with that?
You couldn't stop at the dollar store and get a fly swatter?
I was getting my tire fixed.
So what happened to your tire?
I got a big-ass screw in it.
So did the tire actually go flat?
Darn near, yes. Yeah, down to 17 pressure. When I left the store, I was like, "Ooh, well, what's going on here?" So I had to go down to my friendly Sunoco and put air in the tire, and then driving home, I watched the pressure go down, and I'm like, "Oh, that's not a coincidence." So I came out here to see my friends at CJ Tires, and they took care of me.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't get very many flat tires, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank God. And they're brand new tires. I mean, this year, those tires were put on.
Mm-hmm.
But you could pick up a screw anywhere. So, but yeah. So that was my afternoon. But I was looking forward to the evening. That's all I was worried about was getting home by 6:30. So
Exactly.
I had plenty of time. But recapping tonight's roundtable, I guess the biggest news is the fantasy football giveaway will be a Jalen Hurts autographed jersey for the top prize.
Yep.
For the fantasy football. One stipulation: you got to play every week. You got to. If you're signing up, you're signing up.
Yep. All year long and through the playoffs.
We got to have the commitment, and if you miss a week or you miss 2 weeks,
you can still play.
You can still play, and there'll still be another prize if you win, but the big prize won't be available. And I don't even want to talk along those lines because I want somebody to put their heart into it and go for it. We have a lot of fun with it, so.
Will it be a Carson Wentz item?
No.
Maybe
I wouldn't.
People to play every week because no one wants that.
Maybe a Jalen Reagor item. How's that?
There you go. I know a few people up at Penn State are studying to get ready for this season.
All right. Well, there you go. You go.
They got all their analytics. And then for a tiebreaker, it's how many punts do the Eagles have for the year? That'll be the tiebreaker.
Well, again, great Wednesday night. We missed our general manager. I hope he's doing big things out there in baseball town. I know he's doing big things. He leads all them first pitchers out onto the field and does a great job with that and takes care of all the sponsors. And, I'm looking forward to this weekend out in baseball town. I get excited for Fiesta Friday. It's a lot of fun. We got 2 more left in the season. I can't believe that season's over too.
Yeah.
So, where did the summer go? Where did the baseball season go? But, Joey, we're just glad to have you, and we're glad that you and Mary are safe, and the plants can be replaced, buddy.
Yeah,
the plants can be replaced.
Just be careful, Carl. The TV's on, and flies sometimes like TVs, and I think somebody's over by the TV. Hopefully, you got a protection plan.
I may go hit the dollar store to get a fly swatter.
Just leave the door open when you go. It's more than likely just going to fly out.
Or 3 more come in, one or the other.
Trying to get away from this crazy lady. Oh my! All right. Well, another interesting This Fan's View Wednesday night roundtable.
Oh yeah, always.
Thanks to you guys. Thanks to everybody here on the page that joined us.
Yep.
Hope you had as much fun as we did. We will make sure that you get the email from John tomorrow.
Yep, everything will be out on our page, Facebook page. Tell your friends. You have a whole week until Wednesday night after next week's show.
All right.
And before kickoff on Thursday night.
There you go.
You have time to get everybody in, get all, spread the word. We'll get everybody's, who played last year. I'll contact all them, so it'll be all good to go.
All right.
Mind them. So
Lauren, John, myself, guys, everybody have a great Wednesday night and finish up the week. Have a safe weekend. It's a holiday weekend. I'm assuming a lot of people are off on Monday.
yeah.
So,
If you'd like to join us Friday, well, any of the weekend, if you'd like to go out to baseball town, get in touch with Lauren or myself or even John. John has access to the tickets.
Yep.
Come see us. We got plenty of tickets, so we can get you in baseball town.
oh, yeah.
Good.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
We'll see you.
See ya.